The Modi government has ushered in next generation GST reforms. What will be the impact of these reforms on you and me, the Aam Aadmi, the middle class? What happens to the MSMEs? What is the rationale behind it? What is the calculation? And will the impact be as the government is hoping it will be? To answer all these questions, I am being joined by Union Commerce and Industry Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal. Mr. Piyush Goyal, appreciate your time here on India Today. How do you assess the impact of these reforms on all those that you're hoping it will be impacting, and how soon will the effect be seen?
Well, first of all, I'd like to compliment and thank Prime Minister Narendra Modi for what I believe is the most game-changing and transformational reform we have seen in several decades. This is a Diwali gift which he had promised on 15th August, and as we all know, he always delivers on his promises. On the auspicious occasion of Navratri on 22nd September, when these taxes become applicable, you will see every segment of society, our sisters and daughters, the youth of the country, our farmers, every product that is used by a common man from morning till night, he will feel the impact of lower prices in his life. And I think with the simplification of the laws around GST and procedures and processes and a more rational classification, this is a perfect reform measure which will not only lead to ease of doing business for the producers and people involved in the market, but will also have a significant impact for the ease of living, comfort and joy of the common man. With lower taxes, I think there will be great buoyancy in tax collection and market demand, and this growing market demand will lead to a virtuous cycle of growth. And I see this as an icing on the cake in an economy which is the world's fastest growing economy, 7.8% last quarter. When you add a big boost to consumer demand, you are actually setting the stage for a long duration of continuous growth and prosperity for the people.
6 months ago, there was income tax cuts for the middle class, which was seen as a huge relief, and now this. What's really the process here? 6 months it has taken for you to arrive here, and then there are much more that is in the pipeline, Mr. Goyal. So what is the government's thinking?
If you recall, Prime Minister Modi inherited a broken economy in 2014. We were a fragile 5 economy, weak fundamentals, low foreign exchange reserves, high inflation, low growth, banking sector in the shambles. Our passport had no respect when we went anywhere in the world. He has very systematically over the last 11 years strengthened the macroeconomic fundamentals so that today we have the ability to be able to make such far-reaching and transformational duty cuts in GST and lowering down the income tax to such reasonable levels. This has happened over a long period of sustained, honest government, decisive government, reform-oriented thinking, and a very sensitive government caring for the last man at the bottom of the pyramid. After all, when 25 crore Indians come out of poverty in such a short period of time, after all, when 80 crore people continue to get free rations, even though they may not be in dire poverty today, but as a support measure, when you have more than 60 crore people getting free health care, and at the same time you are supporting medical insurance with zero GST on medical insurance or life insurance today for individuals, when you are supporting the pharma sector with lower cost of medicines or lower cost of medical devices, all of these measures, coupled with greater disposable income in the hands of the middle class, are really reflecting a strong economy, an economy that has come out of the shadows of the Congress rule to become a truly world level economy. Will be the third largest in 2027 and fast grow from a $4 trillion economy to a $30 trillion economy in our Amrit Kal to Viksit Bharat.
And sir, big bang reforms, yes, but your opponents, and I'll quote the former finance minister here, Mr. P. Chidambaram, says that this is coming 8 years too late.
Well, I think Mr. P. Chidambaram was such a failed finance minister, which is why he could not bring in GST reform while he was in government. He never was willing to give a 5-year commitment to compensate states for 14% to earn their trust and implement GST. In his time, there used to be a plethora of taxes, duties, levies, nearly 34, 35 taxes. People were fed up with the number of taxes and the cascading effect of multiple taxes. It is Prime Minister Narendra Modi who even the opposition states trusted and who offered 5 years of compensation at a 14% growth rate, not a small percentage. And therefore, we were able to implement GST. When we implemented GST, the cumulative impact of taxes were less than what they were in the Congress regime. Over the years, we have been reducing taxes consistently on a plethora of items of the common man. I remember way back in 2018 also, Prime Minister Modi had reduced taxes on over 100 items. Every GST council he keeps giving relief. This work started quite some time back, and groups of secretaries, groups of ministers, recognizing that now the compensation will no more be required. The period is over, the COVID stress is also over. Prime Minister was very keen that we give a fillip to the economy, we give a massive thrust to consumers' benefit, and the changes that have been done across the board, textiles, furniture, medicines, white goods like air conditioners, two-wheelers, automobiles. I think every section of society stands to benefit from these changes, and it's the right time. Prime Minister Modi is continuously strengthening the economy, and all his steps continue to further empower the people of India. Sometimes a misstep taken too early could have caused irreparable damage to the economy.
So, as someone who engages with industry stakeholders regularly, how do you assess the likely impact of these reforms on manufacturing, particularly to do with supply chains, especially the MSMEs?
See, look at how systematically Prime Minister Modi has implemented his programs. He brought in the PLI schemes, production linked incentive schemes. Almost 2 lakh crores was given to sectors where we needed to become self-reliant. Like in the pharma industry, he gave support to the key starting materials and APIs. He supported specialty steels. He supported the manufacture of white goods like air conditioners and LED lights. He supported the manufacturing of renewable energy equipment like solar equipment or equipment for producing semiconductors in India. He has very carefully crafted the economy into a direction that we can become stronger and more resilient in our supply chains. And now with these GST cuts, a GST massive cut earlier would have helped only the imported goods. Now with Indian domestic manufacturing rising, with more and more private sector and public sector investments supporting Indian manufacturing, Swadeshi manufacturing, this is the right time to support them with lower taxes. This will have a huge impact on our supply chains, help us create more resilient supply chains locally. For example, the tax on trucks has come down from 28% to 18%. This will give a big boost with lower logistics costs to the movement of goods and have an overarching impact to strengthen our supply chains as well as reduce the cost of logistics and the cost of the final product. Simultaneously, the Jan Vishwas bill has come out. We are continuously decriminalizing laws, removing obsolete laws, reducing compliance burden, making it simpler to comply with process and procedure in the government, removing the interference of government and government officials in the lives of common man and businesses. This process was started in 2014 and continues to happen and now is getting accelerated so that ease of doing business leads to ease of living for every citizen of India.
Mr. Goyal, GST Council is about centre and the states coming together. That is the construct of this body. How much of credit would you be sharing with states and particularly the opposition rule states who are now saying that we have been telling the government to take some steps and they have gone ahead and done so?
Well, then why are they opposing it after the meeting got over? I have heard a lot of negative comments by the Chief Minister and the government of Karnataka. Why are they doing such double standards? I think over the years, there have been so many occasions when we have tried to reduce taxes where opposition ruled finance ministers in the GST Council have not helped us to create a consensus. The opposition speaks with forked tongue. I think the opposition has not really behaved responsibly in several meetings of the GST Council. Even in this meeting, there was an effort to derail this massive transformational reduction in taxes until 2 or 3 states got isolated and had to join the consensus. I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi has consistently looked at what is good for the people of India, what is good for the economy of India, what is good for the growth of India, what is good for the long-term development of India. The opposition has benefited significantly from the GST and we are happy. The states ruled by the opposition should also get higher revenues. I do hope they will bring in greater transparency and honesty in their working so that the fruits of growth and buoyancy that lower taxes will bring will also accrue to their states as much as they are accruing to the country as a whole.
As someone who's helming the trade talks with the United States, how much of these reforms do you think will help cushion the Indian industry, the country and the Indian economy vis-a-vis the tariffs which have been imposed?
I think the two are not hyphenated. The two are separate issues. We are dealing with trade negotiations on another track, but the effort to give a boost to consumer demand, to give a benefit to the women of the country, to the youth of the country, to the farmers, to MSMEs, that effort is getting a big impetus with yesterday's GST reform measures, both in terms of process simplification, rate rationalization, and massive reduction in rates in almost items across the spectrum of daily use of the common man.
So the India-US relationship has been carefully crafted and it's been a relationship of 25 years. There has been, a measured, cautious, careful response from India every time belligerence has been displayed by the White House. Do you see the trade talks moving in the right direction?
Well, I think we've had very good relations for far beyond 25 years. The US and India have been friends and allies for decades and decades so far. But it has had its moments. For example, if you recall when we did the nuclear tests in 1998, the United States had put sanctions on India. We were able to weather that storm. There will be occasions when there may be certain blips in the relationship, but I think it's a very, very consequential, very strong relationship. It can weather many storms and will continue to be a very strategic friendship, a very important relationship. We'll continue to grow together. We'll continue to have a lot of business to do together.
As someone who is involved in the trade talks, I'm saying it again because you were responsible for the trade deal with the United Kingdom. You're hoping with the European Union soon. Are you looking for fresh markets because of these tensions?
Well, I think every relationship stands on its own legs. Our relationships with the United States and our discussions with them continue as before. At the same time, we have already been talking to so many regions across the world. After all, we finalized free trade agreements with Mauritius, with UAE, with Australia, with the four-nation EFTA group, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Norway and Iceland, with the United Kingdom. We have almost come to final terms with Oman. We have finalized the terms of reference with Eurasia. We have been negotiating with the European Union 27-nation bloc for the last 3.5 years and making rapid progress. The Commerce Secretary was in Brussels Monday, Tuesday. Their teams are here next Monday and we have the next round of negotiations. My counterpart, Trade Commissioner Marosh, is visiting Delhi on 11th and will be here for 3 days. So there's progress on multifarious relationships. The Singapore Prime Minister is in India today. The German Foreign Minister, with whom we all had extensive discussions, was here last 2 days. So there's a lot happening across the world. The UAE Trade Minister was in Mumbai on Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
So there's so much happening and each relationship has its own strength and stands on its own feet.
All right, Piyush Goyal, really appreciate your time and congratulations to your government for these reforms. That's all from me. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.